Here we are going to see how to machine undercut region. So in this suitable example, this brown color region I am going to machine by using multi-axis operation. I will take a multi-axis setup. So here if you expand, MCS main is coming. Here I will take local picture offset 1 so that my output will come G54. So let's proceed further for specifying the part. So specify part is nothing but your final component you need to specify. As I am doing a directly finishing operation, no need to mention any specific line. If you are doing roughing, rest roughing, those strategies as well, then you need to specify your input raw material. So fixture and other things, if I am considering that, I will take it in specify check. Now I won't consider that one. So directly jumping into the operation, create operation. Here I will use variable guiding curves option. So I will take variable guiding curve. Here I will use a cutter, this spherical mill cutter. Some people will call it as lollipop cutter. So the lollipop cutter diameter I will take it as 20. Neck diameter I will reduce it to 10. 8 is also available in the market. Whichever is available with you, you take that one. If you take neck diameter more than 12, then what happens? This radius up to here it will not come. Certain distance it will go, it will machine, and this will be remained as it is. So try to take lesser neck diameter. So some people may say like if I use less neck diameter, then you have to reduce feet and speed. Maybe time will get increases, but you the possibility of getting exact shape is more if you take lower neck diameter. So in lollipop cutter, try to maintain lower neck diameter, and whichever is neck diameter is available, you specify that. If you take more than 12 neck diameter for this diameter, then there might be chances that it will not reach up to the bottom. So as I see in a market, 12, 20 and neck diameter 8 is available. You have to mention what is the flute length and length of the cutter. Say okay. After this I will specify cut area. This is my cut area, this brown color region, and here I will use morphing. As if I am having only one input guiding curve, then I will use constant offset. If two guiding curves, then use morphing. So I will go for morphing. So this is my first guiding curve. Once you select the first guiding curve, then you see in the list, this is my first guiding curve successfully selected. That's why its green color mark is coming. So go for add new set and select the second guiding curve. As I said, the direction of the flow should be same. After selecting this, we have to go for cut pattern and we need to decide which cut pattern we want. If you take zigzag, what happen? This will rotate up to 360-degree. Then again it will go a little bit down, whatever depth of cut we mentioned, or a step over. Then again it will go and in anti-clockwise direction. Means one time it will come, cutter will come in clockwise direction, other it will take it anti-clockwise direction. Most of the experts prefer continuous motion. They don't want this alternate motion. Then you have to use helical. If you use some other operation, there you have to use spiral if helical is not available. Now cut direction is along guiding curve, whatever the direction I shown, like this it will come. and cut order is from guiding curve, means it will start from top and it will go to the bottom. If you want to start from bottom up to top, it has to come, means then you need to take towards guiding curve. So finish passes both we kept. Step over I will give it here as in I will take scallop and I will mention 0.03. If you want to have more finish than this, you have to reduce the scallop height. Otherwise, if you know the constant value, you can give number. We use constant or scallop. I prefer scallop. Geometry. Stock I will keep 0. So directly you don't want to finish, then you keep some value and then go for same copy and paste, make it part stock as 0. It's up to you. So in tool axis, this is important. Please focus. Like here, this time I will use towards point. So in image also you can observe the tool axis is towards the point which we specify. Here in this image you can observe that yellow color point, the tool axis is towards that. Here I will use towards point and I need to specify the point. If I want to specify the point in an exact manner, then I will expand by clicking on 3 dots and I will select this arc center. I will select this arc center and then say OK. So after that, avoidance here I kept as report collision. So if it gets collided, I will get a message. Here I will mention spindle speed and speed. I will use spindle speed as 11,000 and speed intentionally I will give less, 900. It's up to you which type of tool you are using, material grade and raw material you need to mention. First I will generate this after giving feed and speed. Now it has generated and it is showing some collision. You may observe here it's getting collided with the neck diameter. What I need to do, I have to reduce the neck diameter or I have to stop this machining before it reaches the end value. So here basically from this view we will machine this area. So no need to go for up to here. We have to stop little bit in the beginning. So what we need to do, okay, so it is giving message that there is a collision, and for this in strategy if you see there is a trim and extend option. For the second guiding curve we don't want this much, we want little bit. So last guiding curve I will go here and I will see check this lateral trim and extend. So I need to trim. Let's take 0.5 mm. Let us see, and you can observe how exactly it looks, how much area it will cover. You can see that red color line, 0.5 reduced, so it is coming up to here. Generate. Here I can see one collision, that to be retract. So for that I have one thing in my mind. I can do that. So what I will do, that retract toolpath I will edit and I will make it towards the center. How to do that one? Right click on the operation, go for toolpath and select edit. So now I want to move this particular retract and I will move. So while moving I need to move towards X in negative manner. So I will take move in X direction, negative value I have to give. I will mention specify -15. Let's take little bit bigger value, 25. Just cross check. Yeah, it's okay. Now it is inside. And this also you want to move. You can move it by selecting the segment. Like this, you have to edit the toolpath. Sometime if it is not giving what according to you, you have to make some adjustment. Now it will not collide. Oh, okay. Here it is colliding. If you take 25, again I will check with toolpath, edit the same segment. I will select it once again. Move. I'll make this time 10 positive. Just rotate and see. So we will take dynamic. Now it's okay. Let's verify the toolpath. On machine table will rotate. Machine and simulate. Edit. Retro machine. Milling. So this time again I'm going for simulation 07, or I will take this Kinematic AC table 08. Yes. So here it is coming in. Here I will use part mount junction, and I will move this machine little bit downward so that my component will position correctly. So once you add the position, say OK, and the pockets and other things automatically created. You can see it here. Then go for select the toolpath and go for simulate machine. Execution view I will keep, and let's build. Like this, you have to simulate the machine before going for actual cutting. Exactly 1:1 it will run on your machine. You can see the machine status as well. If some limits are getting violated, this green color X, Y, Z, A, if some of the things which are getting exceeded, then it will show red color. Like this you need to simulate.
Thank you for watching complete video. If you learned something, then like, share and subscribe.